I want to thank all of you for being here today to make this a reality for East Harlem and New York City. With that, I want to introduce the person that has been there for us for East Harlem. Welcome to East Harlem, Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Congressman. What a great day. What a pleasure to be here. This day I know is a long time coming, but we are here. Congressman, I was thinking I might go ahead and just change your name in my cell phone to 2nd Avenue Subway, because when my phone is ringing and it's Adriano, I know the 2nd Avenue Subway is calling my name. And you have done so much to make today possible. Of course, so has Majority Leader Schumer. We would not be here. We literally wouldn't have the funding without his leadership in the United States Senate to help get this done and make the president's vision of a generational infrastructure investment real. Likewise, she couldn't be here today, but yesterday we were with Senator Gillibrand, being able to count on her support and everybody who voted for that bill. Remember, we're about to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of President Biden signing that bill. That was far from guaranteed. We talk about it now like we can't imagine it was any other way. They wrote the obituary of this infrastructure bill many times that first year. But because of our friends in the Senate, because of our friends in the House, like Congressman Jerry Nadler, who I'm honored to be joining today, and because of the foundational work that was laid by those who came before. I often talk about these as the cathedrals of our infrastructure. I don't just mean how big they are. I mean the fact that, as with cathedrals, sometimes the hands that lay the cornerstone are not even from the same generation as the hands that get to lay the keystone. And that is one of the reasons why we are so honored and thrilled to be with Congressman Charlie Rangel. You're right, you didn't want to be around on that day. And I'll tell you, I wasn't around on that day when the bad news came. But I am so glad. I got to tell you, growing up all the way in Indiana, in my house, we knew the name of Charlie Rangel, inseparable from this neighborhood. And it is a great honor to be with you to celebrate that good news coming to this neighborhood on this day. Governor Hochul has demonstrated that when a state puts its money where its mouth is, great things can happen at the federal level too. We would not be able to do this without that partnership that we have with the state of New York, and she has been relentless in making sure that we can get big things like this done. And to MTA Chief John O'Lever and the team that you lead, thank you for your dedication to getting this done. No pressure. But it's going to be so important now, as I know that you and your team will deliver, to make sure that this happens on time, on budget, and our team, Mike, and our leadership at FTA, and thank you, Veronica and Nuria, who couldn't be here, and everybody in our MTA team. We will be with you every step of the way to get this done. And to the workers who make all of this possible every day, the good-paying union jobs, both building and running the systems that make this city work. We are here with you, we are here for you, and we know you are here to get this done. We are so proud to be. I was reflecting on the way up here. Every time I'm looking around at New York, I think about the fact that just New York, the fact of New York City, its existence is one of the great marvels of human achievement. And that great marvel rests on a great marvel of engineering and public works that is the subway system and the transit system here. A system that runs 24/7 and is the reason why over 8 million people can get to where they need to go. But it has been too hard for too long for residents here in East Harlem. It can take 2 hours a day round trip, even within Manhattan. And because there's not another option, the 4, 5, 6 trains get so crowded. The kind of transportation access you have or don't have can decide the kind of job that you will have or not have, the kind of health care that you will have or not have, the kind of time with your family, and at the end of the day, time is all we've got, that you will have or you will not have. And it has not been good enough for too long. We're changing that. That's why it has been such a thrill, on behalf of President Biden and the entire Biden-Harris administration, to sign the final funding agreement for $3.4 billion to build that 2nd Avenue subway up to 125th Street. And there will be the stops at 106th and 116th, so residents there will have a much shorter walk to the train. It's going to make it more affordable for residents to get to work and to school. And with that direct link to the Metro North, it's going to shorten commutes for a lot of people who live or work north of the city. And again, even if you don't use it, you're better off for the benefits that come to the people who do, because it means a less crowded 456 and less congested streets and cleaner air. And I know the environmental community has recognized that one of the most important things we can do for our climate and for our environment is to create more excellent, reliable, affordable public transit options. When we think about the benefits of the projected 36 million rides a year, we see why there has been such passion about this in a community that has been promised a subway line since the old elevated line was pulled down 80 years ago. And now we're getting it done. Talk doesn't build new subway lines. And especially in a place where the density and the geography and the complexity don't make it easy. But this isn't talk anymore. This is real funding and real results. Some presidents talk, President Biden delivers. Some elected officials talk. The elected officials who are here have delivered. And that is why we all fought so hard to get this infrastructure plan through in the first place. And this is part of an infrastructure decade unfolding across New York, as we celebrated at the Gateway yesterday, and across the country, where we have 37,000 infrastructure projects and counting nationwide. If it is possible to bore a 44-foot wide hole 100 feet under some of the busiest streets in the world, then anything is possible, and it is certainly possible for people to have a fair shot at thriving in this country, no matter their zip code. That's what this is about. That's why we're so proud to be here. I know we have a lot of community groups and some media in Spanish, so while I do not have the fluency that my FDA colleagues do, I'll offer just a brief summary in Spanish. Durante 80 años, llegar al trabajo o escuela ha sido demasiado difícil para los residentes del este de Harlem. Pero finalmente vamos a arreglar este problema. De parte del presidente Biden, hoy tengo el honor de firmar el acuerdo de financiación por $3.4 billones para ampliar el metro desde la Segunda Avenida hasta calle 125. La línea Q también tendrá nuevas paradas en las estaciones nuevas del calle 106 y 116. Y quiero agradecer a los funcionarios electos que nos acompañan para unirse al presidente Biden, primero por aprobar la histórica ley de infraestructura que ha proporcionado el financiamiento para este proyecto y también nos ayuda a mantener este proyecto en marcha. Los beneficios no solo son aquí, alrededor del país. Estamos avanzando 37,000 proyectos de infraestructura para asegurarnos que nuestro sistema de transporte sea más seguro y eficiente y para garantizar que nuestras cadenas de suministro funcionen de manera confiable, y lo cual nos ayude también a mantener bajo el costo de los bienes para las familias. I hope somewhere my high school Spanish teacher is smiling. We only got to 2 of the languages spoken in the city of New York today. But part of what makes New York, New York, part of what lies at the core of American greatness is the diversity of this city. And we are in one of the most storied, one of the most important, one of the most famous neighborhoods in the world, which is finally going to get the transit and the opportunity it deserves. This is a great day in New York City, and I'm so thrilled to be with you. Congratulations. Let's get to work. Thank you.